Hey crafty friends, it's Joy here for Honeybee Stamps, and I created this cute little winter card using the Sweet Season mugs from Honeybee Stamps Christmas release. So there's lots of Christmas in here, but I was like, you know what? This snowman mug is perfect for winter time. It could be a birthday, it could be just a, cheer you up card or whatever it might be, but this is still perfect for winter time. It's supposed to be snowy where I live. We got a little bit of snow, but not a ton. Okay, I am using the 3D frosted filigree embossing folder, and I just have some mint cardstock. I want that to be my base for what's going on here, so I want it to feel very wintry and cold and frosty. I'm going to do a little bit of splatter using Distress Spritzed in Salvaged Patina, so I shook that up really good. I'm going to splatter that background. And then I'm going to let that dry. I'm also going to splatter it with some white because I want it to feel snowy. Again, this is not Christmas, but you can take sometimes some of your holiday products and create non-Christmas cards. Let's use some Salvaged Patina Distress Oxide ink around the edges, and it really kind of pulls out all that fun detail on this 3D embossing folder background. It is so pretty. Now I'm going to take a white luster marker, just squeeze some of that out on my work surface and get that splattered. I want to do this first, that way it had time to dry. I did dry the Salvaged Patina Distress Spritz because I didn't want that and the white splatter to mix, so I did use my heat tool to dry that. I stamped this cute little guy with intense black ink from Honeybee Stamps. I am using Olo markers, and you can see the lids there. If you need to pause the video, go ahead and do that. If you need to slow it down, you can use that little gear on YouTube and slow this down a little bit. I'm just using browns because this is hot chocolate. I used a little bit of gray for the marshmallows. I want the snowman to feel frosty, so I'm bringing in kind of minty blue colors for him, and then his scarf will be in minty blue and dark blue colors. Of course, he's going to have his cute little carrot nose, but it's really for the most part, it's monochromatic with a couple of things that, his nose and the hot chocolate. But I'm going to start by just kind of framing his face with my marker with the lightest color that I'm coming in. I actually bring in a little bit darker a little bit later too. And around some of the edges, darkening that up. Underneath the handle of the mug, I'm using the 0 marker, which is kind of like a blender marker, just to soften the edges a little bit. I'm using some pink for the cheeks. Now, I did add a little bit of that blue underneath his nose. I should have let that dry because then I also kind of oversaturated his carrot nose. I was able to clean it up, but a little bit of the carrot nose bled just a tiny bit. No big deal, just use the 0 marker and kind of clean that out. But I colored too much. I should have let it dry and then come back to it. So my bad, but easily fixable. But look at how cute he's turning out already. So then I'm coming in with these darker tealish blue colors just for his scarf, because again, this doesn't have to be Christmas, but he could be, which would be really cute too. But I'm gonna add some darker areas, come in with a lighter one, just creating some shadow and highlight spots on his scarf here. And then I will also bring in some of those minty blue colors, or minty green, I guess it would be. And then I can fill in some of those lighter areas, really so you can kind of see the texture of his scarf and all the fun detail in it. And I think it's really, really cute. Look at how cute he is. He is darling. And then I'm going to do the straw, the same kind of colors that I did his scarf. And I will use the coordinating die to die cut out this image. Excuse me. So sorry. Okay. Let me come back in with some of that darker. I want to darken up some of the areas, those corners, the underneath the mug handle, and then I'm coming back in with the medium and then the lighter color. But I did let it dry a little bit before I came in with that because, again, I don't want to oversaturate and saturate. And then here's the 0 marker blending that out. Okay, I think that looks a little bit better. I'm adding some of that underneath the nose to get rid of a little bit of the orange that bled. Let's do the straw here, And then I can use the coordinating die to die cut him out. He's so cute. Then I pulled from my honeybee stash the Hug in a Mug sentiment stamp set and coordinating die. And it says, sending you a cup of cheer. There's lots of fun, cute little like coffee and hot chocolate sayings in there. But I thought this is perfect because this could even be a New Year card. You know what I mean? So I stamped that with black ink. I'm going to use the coordinating dies to die cut these out. And then we can get our card assembled. This is not a hard card, super simple, super easy, but really cute. Cute images and a really fun background. So let me lay these out. I'm going to tape those in place and run this through my die cut machine. And then let's get this bad boy together. Foam adhesive behind our mug. You could trim this background down a little bit smaller if you wanted to. I just didn't want to cut off any of the pretty stuff. So I kept it a full A2 size sheet, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to have him tilted up here a little bit at the top. Some foam adhesive behind the sentiments. And then I'm also using the Winter Wonder gem stickers because I wanted the white. Again, I want this to feel very wintry and snowy. So I chose the white so it could feel a little bit maybe like snowfall. So I'm going to add a few of those around, and these are stickers, so you don't even need to add any glue. And there's 3 different sizes, which I personally love, and so I'm going to put those in place. And then we can take a look at this up close. How cute is he? And the background is so pretty with the snowflakes. I love him. He is darling. Okay, guys, thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you feel inspired. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe to Honeybee Stamps YouTube channel, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.